You know how some people say, just be yourself, like it's the easiest thing in the world? Now imagine trying to be yourself in a country where your accent makes people lean in like they're decoding Morse code, where your skin color guarantees you the worst seat in the house, and where your very presence is treated like a political statement. That's the kind of self-identity crisis Jojo Badu walked into when he left Ghana for America, armed only with ambition, a Ghanaian accent, and probably too much trust in university financial aid offices.
Pronos and fruites incorrectly. Henna peoples. Papa yeah. Bananas. Chancellor poops. Champagne man juice. What the?
Welcome back, fellow book explorers. Today we're diving into a story that's part immigration drama, part identity quest, and part what in the actual colonial hangover is going on here. This is the journey of a Ghanaian student navigating the minefields of race, culture, betrayal, and belonging in 1960s America. A time when Ghana had just shrugged off the British, but America still couldn't stop segregating drinking fountains. Let's talk about the Other Crucifix. Our protagonist, Jojo Badu, leaves Ghana to pursue higher education in the United States. Sounds noble, right? Cue applause. Except from the moment Jojo sets foot in the US, it's like reality picks up a loudspeaker and says, "You don't belong here." Jojo isn't just dealing with cold winters and confusing cafeteria menus. He's navigating a culture where racism isn't whispered, it's institutional. And just like that, Kwakye begins his masterclass in internal conflict. Through Jojo's eyes, and with the intimacy only first-person narrative can offer, we feel every blow of alienation, every cultural dissonance, every Negro chanting reminder that he is not from here. And yet Jojo doesn't exactly rebel. Nope. In fact, he adapts, maybe too much. He wants to fit in, even if it means losing pieces of himself along the way. As you read, you'll love and hate him in equal measure. Because sometimes he's brave, and sometimes you just want to reach into the book and scream, "Stand for something, man." He dies several metaphorical deaths, but as the narrator notes, he was always born anew with a different soul.
I'll be back.
Now, if you thought this was just a tale of Jojo feeling lost, think again. One of the book's most powerful moments comes when the International Student Association decides to rename their house from Brewer to Castro, a symbolic stand against slavery, since Brewer was a known slave owner. Except, well, Castro was a communist in Cold War America. So you can imagine how well that went. There were protests, a burning cross, and immense pressure from the university administration. Enter William Redford, the opportunistic international students advisor with eyes on a promotion. He recruits Jojo, his perfectly pliable African student, to undo the name change and calm the political storm. Redford delivers one of the book's most chillingly manipulative lines.
Because the university has been generous with its financial aid. Can the university continue to maintain such aid if the screws begin to tighten from Washington? And believe me, it will if nothing happens and this thing stands.
So Jojo, now gently blackmailed, uses diplomacy to get the name changed back and becomes the association's president. This moment is not just a plot point, it's an allegory, mirroring how developing nations are often coerced into political and cultural compromises in exchange for aid. It's betrayal masked as pragmatism, or is it survival?
Don't do that.
The story doesn't let up. Jojo continues his Americanization. He even begins to see his Ghanaian girlfriend Marjorie as a fat ass, something culturally revered in Ghana but looked down upon in America. That simple moment says so much about shifting values, about losing touch. Then tragedy strikes back home. Uncle Kuzi, Jojo's benefactor and safety net for returning to Ghana, is killed, implicated in a failed coup against Nkrumah's government. Just like that, Ghana becomes a last echo, and America, despite its daily humiliations, becomes Jojo's only option. He finishes college but without a diploma because of unpaid dues, and settles for haystacking. Yes, the same top student from university ends up tossing hay like a character in Of Mice and Men. But hope lingers. He marries Fiona, another beautifully layered character with her own baggage, and heads to law school. And for a moment, it looks like Jojo's life is back on track.
That's great, see, you're getting it.
But then come the lectures. One on how black slaves were once considered property, and another from a South African politician exiled after Sharpeville. These moments shake Jojo out of his diplomatic slumber. He gets radical. He leads protests. He petitions the school to divest from apartheid South Africa. He even, brace yourself, assaults the dean of students. Of course, this does not go over well. He's not expelled, but he is banned from all campus political activity. And just like that, the fire is extinguished once again. Another cycle of resistance, defeat, and rebirth. Because in Jojo's world, even his defiance is punished into silence.
You are terminated.
Now let's talk about the title, The Other Crucifix. At first, you might think it's religious, but really it's symbolic. It's about the other forms of suffering, the other burdens that immigrants carry, the constant compromise of identity, the self-betrayals, the invisible crosses borne in foreign lands. Kwakye's writing is jaw-droppingly lyrical here. This is a book of analogies so sharp they leave paper cuts. Theories like mechanic instinct versus earth instinct, exploring whether humans act from calculated reasoning or rooted wisdom, inversions and parallelisms that flip what you thought you knew on its head, and themes that stretch across oceans, race, exile, identity, language, independence, love, betrayal, and the illusion of freedom. A deracialized American society is still in its infancy, though greater achievements have been made. And it hits hard, because that's one of the many truths this book leaves you with. The book is The Other Crucifix by Benjamin Kwakye. It was first published in 2010 by Ayibia Clark Publishing. That's 218 pages of pure intellectual and emotional weightlifting. My first encounter with Kwakye was through The Cloth of Nakedness, where he metaphorized societal manipulation through wit and proverbs. That novel was funny and philosophical. The Other Crucifix, though, it's something else entirely. It's heavier, more expansive, more gut-wrenching. It made me think about what it means to belong, about how memory is sometimes all that ties you to a homeland, about how letting go of your past can feel like betraying your motherland, and how holding on can become a prison in itself. Jojo is not your typical hero. He's unsure, often passive. He doesn't always do the right thing, but he is real. He reflects what many immigrants experience: the loneliness, the shame, the transformation. Kwakye doesn't just tell Jojo's story, he tells our story. A story of Africans abroad, of cultural navigation, sometimes assimilation, and of survival. Benjamin Kwakye is a Ghanaian novelist and lawyer. His debut novel, The Cloth of Nakedness, won the Commonwealth Writers' Prize for Best First Book, Africa Region. The Other Crucifix is his third novel, and sadly, his second, The Sun by Night, is still a rare find on bookstands. Kwakye's style is deliberate, his language rich, and his storytelling fearless. He doesn't sanitize the immigrant experience. He honors it in all its contradictions.
Trust me.
If you've ever wondered what it feels like to live between two worlds, to die and be reborn again and again in the search for identity, read this book. If you've read it, let me know in the comments what you think of Jojo. Were you angry with him? Did you relate? Or did you see shades of someone you know? And if you haven't read it yet, well, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More African literature reviews are coming your way. Raw, honest, and deeply introspective, just like this one. Until next time, stay reading, stay questioning, and most importantly, stay you. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in diving deeper into this book, I've left some links down in the description. You can use it to grab yourself a copy and keep the adventure going. And if you're in the mood for more great reads, don't go just yet. Click on one of the videos popping up right now that I think you'll love. And don't forget to give this review a like, leave a comment, or even subscribe if you'd like to see more. Every bit of support helps us grow this little community of book lovers. See you in the next one.